Now, I've done a lot of wild things in my life, but this particular story brings back some interesting memories, and it taught me a very important lesson. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you probably looked at the title with utter confusion and scratched your head and wondered, what is this man even talking about? Well, we'll get into that. And this is definitely the time that I had a threesome experience, and it was life-changing. Not in the way you would think either. So this took place I'd say this took place a while ago, definitely a few years ago. And my friends and I were planning on throwing a kickback at one of our places and stuff like that. We were basically throwing a kickback at one of my friends' places, and we were getting a lot of drinks together and stuff like that. We were getting a bunch of food, drinks, everything, kind of shopping around, whatever, and then kind of calling a few people, whatever. So I think we wound up messaging about I think 15, 20 people to show up at my friend's house for this kickback. It was really chill, We've known each other for years and years and years. And it was really cool. This took place at my hometown, Chicago, you know what I'm saying? It was really nice. It was really nice. I thought it was dope. One of my friends, he lives in a really nice high rise and stuff like that, so we kicked it with him. And it was cool. We were all vibing, all chilling, whatever. So in the mix of other people that were coming was this one chick, and we'll just say for the story's sake, we'll name her Ashley, right? And then the friend that she brought with her, we'll name her Sarah. So you have Ashley and Sarah. So Ashley and Sarah have a history together, right? They used to date way back when, and it was pretty interesting. So I'm like, cool, whatever. No big deal. They were friends, they were friends though. They broke up. Everything ended on a very, I guess, good note with them. So anyways, Ashley was out of town for months, and I guess she had so happened to be in town for the kickback we were throwing, and stuff like that. She wanted to, I guess she was back in town to see her family, whatever the case may be. She was at a train station, and me and my friends decided to go pick her up. And by pick her up, we just basically walked over to the train station and walked back with her to the place. Like I said, there were 20 people at this kickback. It was pretty cool. Everybody was wilding out. We were doing all kinds of crazy stuff at this party. I should say party amenities, party involved things. I should say kickback because it wasn't big enough to be quite a party, but big enough for it to be a kickback. That's what we call a small gathering or whatever. So we make it to the apartment, and I guess Ashley introduces me to her friend Sarah. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, blah, 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 really cool chick, and I'm like, all right, this is dope. Now, mind you, there is my friend's room, the living room, and I think that was pretty much it, yeah. And I guess he has a bathroom, obviously. It's a regular apartment, but the apartment was on the, I want to say it was on the 20th or 30th floor or something like that, because it overlooked the city. It was very nice. Just to kind of give you a painting of the setting and stuff like that. So everybody's in the house talking, blah blah blah. There's no music on yet, so my friend's like, yo, let's turn this thing up real quick. So he puts on some music, and I'm like, oh, okay, everybody's getting the little dancing and stuff like that. We're all having a good time, Ashley's going crazy and stuff like that. Sarah's going crazy. Everybody's going crazy. My friends are going crazy. Now, we're all having fun, like I said, having a good time, and we're like, yo, what about this alcohol situation though? We need to get this settled. You know what I'm saying? We need to pour up some drink. You feel me? So my friend is a mastermind of making jungle juice. And for those that don't know what jungle juice is, you basically take a bunch of different, I'm pretty sure if you're an adult, you know what jungle juice is, but I'll explain it anyways. You pour a whole bunch of different alcohol mixtures in this big tub of juice, and typically in the jungle juice you have fruit on the bottom that sucks up all the alcohol. If you want to be daring and black out for 3 centuries or something, you can eat the fruit, but I would advise against that. Typically the fruit would range anywhere from grapes to any kind of melon related fruit, because melons tend to absorb the juices a lot better than any other fruit. So anyways, my friend whips up this deadly deadly jungle juice, man. I want to call it like Planet of the Ape juice, dog. Like that's what I call it. That Planet of the Ape juice, dude. That juice will have you acting a damn fool. And that's exactly what we about to get into. So everybody's taking a sip of this drink, you know, everybody's, you know, oh my God. And then people are starting to wild out, bro. Like my friends were like, you know, doing things they never done in their life. They were starting to like, you know, get real mouthy, blah, blah, blah. And just to kind of give you like another little painting of the setting, the guy to girl ratio was pretty good. It was pretty even. I would say there's probably like, you know, I'm not sure exactly how many guys and girls there were at this party, but it looked pretty even. I mean, enough to look like a regular gathering and stuff like that. But people were dancing, talking. We had a couple people making out, like, you know, in like my friend's room and stuff. And my friend was so drunk, he didn't even really know what was going on. So he was like, he has a pretty big living room. He was like sitting on the couch watching TV, whatever, bullshit with some friends, whatever. Now, his living room has 2 couches. So on one couch, him and his homies were talking. On the other couch, it was me, Ashley, and her girlfriend talking. And like her ex-girlfriend, I should say, her friend that she introduced me to, Sarah. So we're all talking on the couch, no big deal, whatever. Now, me, I had a sip of this jungle juice too. And I was trying to contain myself. The room started like, you know, doing one of these little things, like woozy, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I could still like, I still had control of myself, but I'm like, I'm a little tipsy. This thing hit different a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, they're talking, they're joking, like they're like getting real handsy, you know. Like Ashley's like, oh my God, like you look good, like oh my God, and then you know, Sarah's like, oh my God, like you look good. So they're like, you know, touching each other, getting all handsy and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was sitting on, so the couch is kind of big-ish, right? I'm sitting on one end of the couch, and they're both sitting next to each other on the other end. Now we were all talking and stuff, but you know, you get a little alcoholic courage in your system and stuff like that, you know, liquid courage, I should say, and people start doing things they don't normally do. So Ashley's very reserved. If you know Ashley at all, she's a very reserved person. So for her to do anything of this sort was definitely out of her element. Now, I didn't know Sarah at all very well, just off of the introduction, that was it. And it seemed like she was low-key a wild child. So anyways, they start making out and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then they're like on and off doing this. They're making out, they stop, and then like, you know, we all presume to keep talking about whatever we were talking about. Music's going on, the vibe's lit. There's some other people in the house making out and stuff too, wilding out. So people are like drinking, dancing, anything you could possibly imagine at this place, drinking, dancing, you know, smoking, but not cigarettes for some of the people that were there. You know, it was interesting, a very interesting setup. So we were, you know, they were doing their thing, and like eventually they stopped. We were all talking and stuff like that, and then Ashley's joking. She's like, she's pretty tipsy herself. She's like, oh my God, we should totally like, you know, we should do something crazy. Like, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? And I'm like, shit, I think I showed up an hour late to my house. Yeah, I guess like when I was living with my parents, like back in the day, I showed up to my house and stuff, maybe like an hour late. My mom yelled at me, I guess. That was the craziest thing I've ever done. But outside of that, I don't think I've done anything super crazy. And she's like, lame. I'm like, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? She's like, oh my God, I literally, had sex in a boat. And I'm like, what? You mean one of those tourist boats, bro? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was kind of wild. I'm like, okay, you wilding out. And then that was Ashley. And that was kind of weird because like I said, she's very reserved. So we asked like, Sarah, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? She's like, oh, craziest thing I've ever done? She she had one of her ex-boyfriends strip down naked and she lit his clothes on fire. I don't know how she did it. She was probably being all seductive and stuff. Like, ooh, take your clothes out, And they were outside in the woods. She set his clothes on fire and left his ass while he was, you know, it was, I don't know. I think they were skinny dipping or some shit. She like left him hanging. But what I'm like, bro, that's foul. That's not even crazy. That's foul. So we're all like, you know, taking jabs at each other, whatever. And this is when the story kind of breaks loose a little bit. So I get a little drunk, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I think, so Sarah and I are talking. Ashley gets up to go to the bathroom or whatever. And then, like, as we're talking, I don't know, it was kind of like a vibe. We just caught a vibe with each other. And then before you know it, we're making out on this couch. Like, we're making out, we're getting like really, really into it, like really into it. Then Ashley comes out of the bathroom, sees us on the couch making out, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I thought she would freak out, but no. Ashley sits on the couch and she's like, oh my God, haha, you guys are so cute. You know, it'd be hilarious. And then, you know, we stopped and we looked at her like, what? She's like, if we had a threesome. And then we're like, yeah, okay, like, okay. Bruh. At this point in the party, everybody is like wasted, like all over the place, you know, crazy. Now I'm like, are you serious? Like, I mean, that would be cool, but like, are you joking? Like, she's like, no, I'm so serious, like I'm dead serious. And like, I was tipsy, I could tell she was tipsy. Sarah was tipsy. We're all like the three tipsy mice, the three tipsy blind mice, you feel me? So like, we're all talking and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool. That's whatever, you know, whatever. So then like, I'm like, ha ha ha. And as I'm laughing, Ashley reaches across Sarah, pulls me in, and then gives me this sloppy ass kiss, right? This sloppy kiss. I'm like, on my lips, obviously. And I'm like, oh, it's like that. And then Sarah pulls me and then kisses me. And I'm like, oh my God. And then Sarah goes from me to Ashley and they start kissing. And I'm like, oh, this is happening. Mind you, we are in the living room where everybody else is. Everybody else can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it was getting intense. Like, it almost seemed like they were starting to reminisce some old feelings or some shit, because they were getting into it, bro. They damn near didn't even come back to me. They're like, oh, James who? You feel me? So they were like making out and everything. And I was looking around the room, and low key, even though everybody was plastic, people were starting to like get kind of like, you know, side eyes and stuff. They're like, ooh, like what the hell going on over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, a couple people started turning their heads a little bit. Heads were turning a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. You know, I try not to think about it. You know, I'm in my own element. And then I don't know what happened. I took another sip of that jungle juice, and my inner savage mode kind of like overcame me. I did not care who was in the room. I was just there for a good time at that point. Same with them. So they're making out, and then like Ashley says the craziest thing I've ever heard, and she's like, oh my God, you have such a nice body, like let's see what's under this shirt, you know. And then she goes, and I shit you not, she takes off Sarah's shirt, and Sarah didn't have a bra on, G. So it was kind of crazy. Everybody at the party, like I said, the music was going, everybody's dancing, doing this crazy thing. They look, and they're like, oh Lord, it's like that. So it got real crazy, bro. Like, she's topless and stuff like that, and then Ashley's like hops on her, bro. Like, hops on top of her. They start getting all crazy. I'm like, damn. But then they pull me in the mix, and they're like, oh my God, like, you work out, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, obviously I work out. Everybody knows your boy works out. I mean, that's not even a question. You know, they take my shirt off, bro, and they start going crazy on me, bro. Like, both of them, they're taking turns, blah blah blah. Then they start undoing my pants, and that's where I'm like, oh shit, I'm literally in front of everybody right now. Like, the homie's about to see, like, the little homie, you feel me? Like, so I didn't care, bro. I honestly didn't. I didn't give a shit. We were wilding out in this man's living room, and everybody's like, oh, and it wasn't everybody, because like I said, everybody else was also on 10 too. Like, they were like, either like they were doing some other stuff in the house, plaster, dancing, whatever. They were doing crazy shit. But like, literally, it turned into this weird threesome orgy kind of thing. Like, not orgy, it was more of a threesome. So like, we're doing our like thing or whatever, right? And it got crazy. Like, we were making out, doing all kinds of craziness. Like, you know, I was with Sarah, and then Sarah switched off with Ashley, and then they were doing stuff with each other, and it just got intense. It got intense. I was blinded by all this craziness going on, and I was looking around, and the more I looked around, the more people I saw getting closer to us, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward. And like, because I was starting to come to my senses a little bit. But then what happened, and this part of the story, I'll never forget. So as we're doing all this, we're like, you know, making out, going crazy and stuff like that, and then also getting intimate. You feel me? Like, intimate. Like, I was intimate. You know? It looked like Sarah lost her damn mind, because she pushed Ashley off, all the way off, like completely off the couch and shit, and she was on top of me, like just doing her thing, you know, going crazy. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm having a good time, you know. And I'm like, damn. And everybody's like, oh shit. And it wasn't like, and it was a couple people, it wasn't everybody, but the other people that were like staring and stuff, that were like, you know, weren't saying shit, you're creepy. But literally, like, everybody that was watching was creepy, to be honest. I'm like, damn. But like I said, they were drunk. They had the drunk eyes. They're like, oh shit, that's going on. So it was crazy, right? That's happening, and I'm like, I can't believe what's going on. Ashley gets jealous, bro. Like, she gets so jealous. She like pulls Sarah off and then gets on top of me. And then I'm like, bro, what's going on? And then before I know it, there's a fight between her and Ashley and Sarah. Like, they both start fighting, bro. Like, they both start fighting, and then it almost seemed like Ashley snapped out of it, you know, like she was in the zone, in the mood, and then she's like, I can't believe you, and points at me, would sleep with my best friend. Oh, right, like, not even her best friend, it's her ex-girlfriend that became her best friend afterward. And she's like, starts, you know, yelling and stuff like that. She's like, I can't believe you would try to sleep with my friend. And then she's talking about me to Sarah and blah, blah, blah. And then Sarah's like, this is exactly why we broke up in the first place. And then Ashley was not having it, bro. She straight up threw them hands, dog. She's like, and everyone's like, oh my God. So you got two naked ladies in the middle of this party throwing hands, and it was crazy, bro. I hope nobody took pictures, because there might be some images of me floating around the internet. Now, I obviously didn't go viral or anything. Everybody was way too drunk to be doing anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Way too. This was like years ago, bro. Like years ago. But literally, everybody. This was like one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. And they were going crazy. It got to the point they were breaking the shit up. I'm putting my stuff back on. I'm like, ooh, this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. And then Sarah ran over to me. She was literally all over me, you know what I'm saying? And then Ashley's like yelling at her. She's like, I can't believe you. Like the cat beam, you know, she's like, ah! And the cat's all like, huh? Like, what? That's literally how it was like. And I'm like, oh my God. So it got crazy, man. Everybody is like, you know, my friends are drunk, but they were trying to break it up. They were stumbling over couches and coffee tables and shit, trying to like, hey, whoa, chill out, okay, chill out. And like, you know, I'm over there like, damn, like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I learned a few things from this, you know, because after everything died down, you know, the music was still going. Like 95% of the party was blacked out, and they were passed out on the ground, like, you know what I'm saying? I was chilling. Sarah and I were chilling, and Ashley was chilling too. We actually, like, after all it was said and done, we kind of laughed about it at the end, which was really weird. Like I said, this is a very weird story because, keep in mind, this was in the living room with everybody watching. But I learned something that day. A, I'm never doing that shit again. And B, if you do decide to have a three-way with like some people, make sure they don't know each other very well, at least like that. Make sure they were not in a prior relationship with each other, because old feelings will come back up. That's why I think it's so weird when you hear like married people talk about like, oh my God, like, let's try like a threesome. And then I'm like, there's only so many ways this thing can go wrong. Like, so many ways. Because equal attention is kind of a thing. And like, I guess with girls and stuff, like y'all get feisty and shit like that. But I don't know, it's just a really random, crazy story that I remembered from a few years ago, man. Like I said, crazy ass story. Like, I'm never doing that again, ever. Like, literally ever, bro. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I mean, unless the people, oh no, I'm never doing that again. And like I said, for all my people out there that are like curious about that shit, just make sure that the two, like anybody you're involved in that three-way with, right, does not have they have not had a prior relationship with each other, as far as like super deep intimate like past, because somebody's feelings finna get hurt, you feel me? Like that's just how it is. Anyways, that's a long ass video. Hate to dump that on you like that, but I had to kind of throw some story time things on you real quick. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if that was interesting or wild to you, and I'll talk to y'all later. But until the next time I do, take care. Peace.